Good morning, fellow treasure hunters. Today I want to talk about the lost treasure of the Indian Pedro Jose Salazar. We received a waybill through a contact of ours from Tamaulipas, Mexico City. Is near the Aztec capital of Old Mexico. This treasure story takes place in the 1700s. In the late 1990s, a couple came up from Old Mexico with this waybill and hired a friend of ours to help them find the information contained within this waybill. After failing to locate any of the items mentioned in the waybill, a friend of mine who works closely with me on this channel received the information, a copy of the waybill, with the agreement that he would look for these things and try to help find this location. In the subsequent searches, we were able to locate most of the things talked about in the waybill, and the only thing that eludes us at this point is the final location, which we believe was covered up by those who left the treasure. Perhaps there is a final bit of information that was passed down to the individuals that brought the waybill to the area. Perhaps there's a final bit of information that they did not pass on to us that leads to the final destination. However, we have made some discoveries that were not contained in the waybill, such as the location of some of the mines that provided the treasure that was hidden in this cave. We have tied that to the waybill in various means, basically because it's in the general location and there are some markers that indicate that. Today I'm going to talk about or reveal the portions of the story and the information that I can, and in hopes that perhaps someone out there has some additional clues that they can provide to us that will help us to solve this mystery. One thing that is very interesting about this particular location is that this waybill also mentions another treasure cave of enormous dimensions with an amount of treasure that's greater than any of that known to man. As hard as that is to believe, this is a different source coming from an entirely different direction, and that points to a large treasure cavern near the Grand Canyon. We have various sources that have talked about a large underground city in the Grand Canyon, enormous caverns containing treasure. We have the Paiute treasure stories from various sources, and we have the Wallapai, the Havasupai traditions, the oral traditions about the Aztec coming to the area. We have the story of the Freddie Crystal story in the Kanab area. We have the Paiute story of the miner that befriended an old Paiute man and his wife, and that was in the Paiute reservation area near Moccasin, Arizona. And now we have this waybill of the treasure of the Indian Pedro Jose Salazar from an entirely different source, a very credible source that came from Old Mexico with a waybill, hired a friend of ours, took them specifically to this area to search. And as I've mentioned many times in my research in these videos, that when you have X's locations of history that cross from different sources in one area, they must be investigated. This is an entirely different story, an entirely different source of information that all points to one general location and speaks about a cavern near the Grand Canyon that contains an enormous treasure. And this is some of our research trips, a little bit of information about that. In subsequent videos and when we do other trips to the area, we'll document those and present them on the channel. This is just an introduction to that, and I hope you can find this enjoyable and some information that will help you in your own research.
Going through all of that new information, we started to realize that we'd found a lot of the things that were mentioned, and we've kind of been working on it off and on since then. But basically, it reads, look at this. It says go to, and I'll go ahead and include the name, because if you don't have the verbal part of it, you wouldn't know where it is. But it says look at this. Go to Los Marias, or Marias. Find out where the Next to it is found a cave of large dimension. Enter said cave on the east. You will find some oak planks. Cultivate to the rafter with pins. I'm sure we've got some translation issues here. Of the same wood, and some cowhides. These pieces are, and then we have a blank here, store a large quantity of pieces of bars of silver. Further to the bottom is a cross with wide edges. Under it is the cover of the same material that contains gold and silver, and a small box, a small black ebony box. Okay, Jose Salazar, that blank time was the owner of these mountains, and that's another thing we want to go look into. In the black box is the directions of the treasures of the Indian Pedro, which is someone other than who wrote this, who was the possessor of these mountains. I know there's some missing lines here, but anyway, the papers that are in that black box are written in a language I do not recognize. They are written with mule's blood. Whomever it is that comes to have this cloth in his hands will come to realize that if he breaks that box, it contains jewels, gold, silver, and papers made from berry tree, where it is explained where the place is found, where the treasure of said tribe exists, an enormous cave that holds the highest amounts ever known to man. So we have a second cave. It says said tribe, but there's no other mention of a tribe in here. But if you think about it, look how this fits into the Montezuma story. And not far from this place, there's a petroglyph panel, and it actually tells the story of the people being pursued by an enemy. And it talks about them crossing a large canyon, more than likely the Grand Canyon, and gives indication of when they came out of the canyon, the enemy was just coming into the canyon, so they're probably at about a 2-day lead on. So that's the basic story. We tried to find the original guy that brought the story, but my friends lost track of him. He's not down in Mexico anymore. The guy's actually living up in Texas somewhere, but haven't been able to find him. So
I'm gonna turn this off.
it's gonna be fun. But
Cuando suena mariachi, el mundo canta. El mundo canta cuando suena el mariachi. Cuando el mariachi suena, el mundo canta. El mundo canta cuando suena el mariachi.
Riding horses with my dad.
Oh yeah, I bet you get some.
Yeah. I have different stories about riding horses than he does, I'll tell you.
yeah. Guys, back up down here.
We always ran into naked people.
Yeah,
We were riding our horses.
I've run into a few of them too. And they don't run away either. They sit there and try to talk to you, and you're just like,
They either talk
Blah,
or they,
blah,
oh, let me go get
blah.
some something out of the
Damn
can.
sure wasn't hunting elk up around my place if it was naked.
they'd be eaten by skeeters, huh?
No, they'd be froze plumb to death.
Oh, well, not elk hunting, but when I've been riding the horses
Yeah.
or fishing and stuff down by the creek.
Let me see. Let me
Get
get
the
this.
camera going.
Okay,
Go
we're
back
going.
to whatever you're talking about.
Naked women?
Just talk. It don't matter. Talk about what you're talking about.
I'm doing nothing but driving, is that correct?
Yep. Oh, you're in the conversation, okay?
Yeah, I remember
Sure. Go ahead.
the propane guy that lived in Escalante there. He's checking the propane
Good
tanks, and he went
attitude.
to check this one at this environmental lady's house, and he said he saw something running through the trees, and he said it looked like a gunny sack full of pebbles. He said it was not a sight you wanted to remember.
Kind of like some women I've seen lately.
Viva el mariachi. Cuando
This is some rough stooky in here.
Whoa, hold it.
Chow Dewey.
Back up.
What do you see, Dan?
Monument.
No way.
I've been through here 100 times, never seen that.
Still don't see it.
What's that?
I still don't see it.
I know, you gotta back up.
He's got to watch the road.
Yeah, watch the road and back up.
I don't get it.
Watch out for that boulder right there.
Tell me when to stop. I'm watching my mirror.
Let's go walk over there and see.
Okay. Now, kind of hard to see, but it's there. You see the top of it sticking up right there.
Oh,
That's a
I
monument.
Do, nope, I do see it.
Wow.
Let's go up here and
Up
go
on the
off the side of the
crest?
road, go see what it is.
Now?
We're going.
Now to see how long
It's a monument.
Jeepers.
Lichen growth looks good. I'd have to say a couple hundred years anyway. Look at the size. I've seen them as far as 280 feet, like down on this one down here. It's quite a ways out. It's hard to say, but it's in walking distance, and my guess is it's over there behind one of those.
After Dan spotted the monument from the truck, we attempted to use the Spanish rule of Martolio to lay it out and see if this particular site was a Spanish treasure cache. And as I paced off the distance to the east, for the triangulation, Dan called me on the radio and said to go ahead and put a few rocks there to mark the corner. And as I stood there in amazement, looking at a pile of rocks that was already there, I told Dan, I said, I don't need to put any rocks here because there's already a pile of rocks here. And it was at that moment we were convinced that this was indeed part of the what we were looking for, and had something to do with a Spanish cache site.
Okay, yeah, that looks good to me too. Build a pile of rocks.
Hey Dan, you got a copy? I don't need to put a pile of rocks here because there's already one here.
The best fishing I ever had was on, when we were talking on the phone, was the East Fork of the Blacksmith Fork up there on the North Slope.
I mean, I've got so much evidence on this, it's ridiculous. They take that document.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, get a good skill. I'm sorry.
Well, this is where the cave is,
How dangerous that is.
and as you can see, it's easy to walk right past this son of a gun.
Where were you, just come up this little fall here? Yeah, I just came up and I saw that box. I'm like, what is
Vince, what's his name?
If you look around, you probably rode horses on.
No.
Me and Jack crawled back in that about 50 or 60 feet, and there's a bunch of holes, and they pulled a fuse out of them. So the kid that told me about it said it only went back about 10 or 12 feet. When he
Yeah.
said it. So somebody's been here blasting and digging.
think when I said the mine's up here.
Well, what made more sense
How
to
did
me?
Dan know that?
What made more sense to me when me and Jack crawled back there, we said, no, somebody's been blasting this recently. He said they're trying to get into that shaft above here. That's all filled in. That was the same trip.
Here's the cross.
After the initial. Let's go on up here.
That's more modern little
It has nothing to do with the story, but
Right. Well, there's
one of
some,
the pictures you stick in.
there's something here that, you know, I mean, you got a hole, that took a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah.
Let's show them just these first patches that's down there. The big circle and shit right up here,
Nation.
right on this ledge.
is a concern, but it's different here on Lava Rock. But look at this. This puzzles the shit out of me.
How deep's this going? It goes back about 50 feet.
And then it's collapsed.
Yeah, cool. Then it kind of comes out like But right here, this way on the sledge, you can see some other shit right there. Well, Dan could tell you, I guess, if he'll try.
Go up or go down. That one means go up.
Basically telling you from the viewpoint to ascend
Oh, that's right.
up on
That's what he
The
said.
direction of the arrow?
No, the direction of the circle means go up or go down. This one means go up.
Goes up, it goes up because of the line on top of it. But what's
Now.
it's going into a hole.
I am not sure.
Point.
I'm not sure that it isn't directing you to go up on this side.
Goes down about
You're right, it could mean just
there.
like that.
Dan made a
Because if you're
lot.
coming up here, you'd never look up on top of that unless something told you to look up.
After I've been filming for a while, my artistic side starts to come out.
I see. Wait, here's my good side.
Just don't relax your good side.
Yeah. You mind if I let the air out?
Okay, Crawford Monument is documented.
Okie dokie. Now who's the lucky guy that gets to go up there and get a GPS on that rock?
Hey, get your, you got some dowsing rods or a needles?
That baby shit.
Check them again. It's a windy one. It's windy. It might be too windy for them.
Mine's on the chicken's ass.
I don't know. I'm as close to an archaeologist as you'll find for a long ways out here.
Well, I know, but
I'm
I mean,
just
the
kidding.
official guys. You know how they BS
Oh yeah,
everything.
oh yeah.
Oh no, those might have been grain reed or
Yeah, yeah.
they can say whatever they want to say. Yeah, look at
maybe.
See these three?
See, and I'd never noticed these.
I doused those and I got good hits in them. I don't know if
can't
they've been.
decide whether they were
Where's the third one? I only see two. Oh, that one
Right
down
there.
All right.
Just a little
Oh,
one.
there's another one to the right of it.
Yeah, kind of. It's
See, I
kind of
can't
collapsed.
wonder if they wasn't preparing for a. And but somewhere here.
Oh, look at that rabbit. Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dinner.
Oh, he's
On
hiding.
the beach.
Out there.
Well, you ain't got your damn gun. Tell you what, pull
Oh,
out your
yeah.
knife and throw it at him.
Oh, that's a side shot.
Who had the gun? That was a shit ass shot.
I
Come
know,
on.
I wasn't trying to hit him.
Oh yeah, right.
No, I
like
wasn't,
an
I'm serious.
excuse.
Didn't want to shoot.
Oh, he's just a little cottontail.
I just wanted to
That's Peter.
Look at that. You shot his little baby nut off.
That was red blanket rabbit you just shot at.
call. You found a red squaw blanket in here?
Yeah.
Originally they did. I know that Navajo Cave is where is the opposite of Red Blanket Cave. Red Blanket Cave is where they found a red blanket.
But this one
Navajo
they did.
Cave is where they found the skeleton, and the skeleton's over there. So this has to be. I would get them confused.
You
But,
showed me different coming down here.
well, no, you heard different.
Screwed up like,
You had your ears on backwards.
screwed up like Hogan's boat.
Oh, heck. You...
Holy rattlesnake, right there.
Where?
Turning on.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Steve, dinner!
Don't shoot there. You'll blow the.
Fuck them. That's mine. King Dow Kevlon.
Get this on film.
hear him or
Steve's
did
in
you
his
see that?
element.
That's a yoke.
Yeah, don't scare him away. He's going
Don't-
down in the rocks.
Don't shoot that son of a
Don't
bee.
shoot that son of a bitch. Oh.
You got it. Hey, get them dowsing
You have to
hookers.
come around here.
You want
That
the
son of a
elbows?
bee's gonna disappear right in there.
Come here, baby.
Now, don't be
God damn,
throwing
he's
him
got a lot
back
of
here.
Yeah, don't be throwing back here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rattles in the button.
Hey, there can be
Hold
one
this.
just as quiet behind you.
That's true.
Here.
Usually they are in pairs. Remember
Did you
that.
hear him?
Usually they are in pairs.
Ooh, careful, Steve. He's
Impaired.
Oh, I know. I
Did you
know.
hear him?
Is he getting angry at you?
You heard the right.
Not
can't-
yet, but I missed his tail. See that rod?
He didn't rattle very loud. I mean, he did. It was just a little. It wasn't a.
Wonder where the other one is. I know there's another one right here somewhere.
Don't out of impulse flip him back and hit Rick.
What do I need?
Down there and look at the paintings.
Yeah, we're gonna. I want to get a picture of him holding that rattlesnake, though.
Yeah.
Come here, you little son of a bitch. Get out of there, you
use the hook end.
bastard.
Oh, he's
He's
rattling.
rattling now. I can even hear that.
That's because you done did pissed him off.
Come here, you little asshole.
The real question is he going to go throw this in the back of his truck?
Hand me a. I got him. Goddamn. Where's the stick? Can you hand me that stick, Rick, right there?
This one?
Yep.
Shit, that ain't big enough to poke a gopher.
Well, it's stiffer than this. I need something.
Don't get bit there.
Well, I'm glad you seen that because there's a lot of people that come here that wouldn't even think to listen to us.
Come here.
Hey, let me get you a longer one.
I want to get him plumb open because then he's damn sure going to strike me, and I don't want to fall right there.
I'll catch you. Well,
Yeah.
no, Todd will.
Clear the hell over there, you bet.
Are you gonna flip him out?
No.
What are you gonna do? Pin his head? Oh God! You got his head or what? Look out! Look out! Whoa!
Now you can get him. You better hurry though, before he gets up under that rock. Look out, guys.
Look out! Look out! Look out! He can strike you. He can strike you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, sometimes they come up, but
Go ahead. Oh jeez!
you can tell he's done this before.
Look out! Look out!
That stick's not long enough. We need longer sticks.
Steve, you're a Judas Priest. You
Settle down, boys.
put your foot on his
Don't
head.
be. Settle down.
Put your foot on his head.
Settle down.
There you go.
Band you.
That's just how we used to do it.
Simple as shitting in bed wide awake, ain't it?
Here, I gotta get a look at him.
Dang it, man. That thing came flying down.
Let's make sure there ain't another
I'm
one in here.
actually glad you spotted him, because like I said, there's a lot of kids that come here. Good God, look at all the buttons.
12 in a button. 12
He's an
buttons in a
old
button.
fart. Should we get him drunk?
He was probably like ambushing stuff coming down, like little
Let's
animals coming down.
saute
It'd
him
be
with
cool.
beer. He's actually got a pretty good sized head for a rattler down this way.
Where
They're
you
bigger
gonna,
here than they are up home.
are you gonna eat him or turn him loose?
Guarantee I'm gonna
You got a bucket or something to put him in?
I'll just throw him in back to pickup.
And then we're gonna drive to my house, right? Okay, just keep the kids away from the truck.
No, you're.
Look at that.
That is a long rattle.
What happens if he bites himself?
I've seen him do it. I've caught him like this, and he gets pissed off and gets to flipping around and bite themselves. I've had him do that.
They're not affected by their own
I guess
animal.
not.
Oh,
This is just about the size of the one that bought me or bit me down there in Dodge City, Kansas.
How many times you been that bit?
3.
Did you get very sick with any of them?
Just real bad headache.
Really? Yeah, 'cause I used to hunt with a guy that got bit all the freaking time. It's like he drew them. And he's been bit 12 times. And I saw him get bit by one. And he goes, ah, crap. And he just kicked it away.
Well, you
And
know,
he just got a headache. All he did.
that's all it done me is give me, and I've only had 3 headaches in my life, and that's from these little bastards.
Is it true?
well, Steve catching that rattlesnake in the cave kind of capped off a crazy trip. We did find a lot of the evidences that were talked about in the waybill and had a good time. Steve took the snake up the road a few miles and turned it loose where kids or anybody coming to visit the cave wouldn't get bitten, but I'd have just left it there and left it alone, but Steve being Steve. Anyway, we had a good time, and we've done several trips out there over the years. We need to get back out there and put together a few more of the pieces of information we've got. I'd like to fly a drone out there and try to find if there's a cache location associated with that monument that we found that was triangulated. Anyway, please like and subscribe and let us know what you think, and good luck in your treasure hunts.